My name is George. I live in the city of St. Louis.
My name is Malik, and I live in St. Louis County, specifically in Normandy.
My name is Jody, and I live in Madison County, Illinois.
So my name is Brenton Henry. I live in St. Louis City County in Missouri.
I'm Lorraine, and I live in St. Charles County.
My name's Julie, and I live in St. Louis County, Missouri.
My name's Monica, and I live in Bellevue.
I'm Evie, and I live in St. Louis, Missouri.
Tom, and I also live in Madison County, Illinois.
Christopher, and I live in the city.
My name is Evelyn, and I live in St. Louis City.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Abdallah.
I am Megan Ingerman. I am the Vice President of Program Operations at UCP Heartland. We provide services to individuals with varying abilities.
I'm Jane Grisham. I oversee the day program at UCP Heartland.
I've been employed and working for International Institute.
I'm a design engineer.
I actually work at the University of Missouri St. Louis.
I work at Oates Associates, so I'm a civil engineer.
I'm retired, and what I do is I volunteer at a daycare center.
So I work as a researcher at WashU Medical Campus.
Right now, I'm not working in the pandemic.
I work at St. Louis B-Works for a local nonprofit, and our focus is inspiring kids to pursue their dreams, care for the world around them, and explore new possibilities through experiential learning.
I'm working on my PhD at the University of Missouri St. Louis. As part of that, I teach 2 classes and take 2 classes.
So I am primarily a car-free commuter. I've done that since 2010 when I moved to St. Louis.
I take a cab as it is now, and then when the weather is nice, I also take the Grand bus.
I would say that we're mostly car. There's an occasional use of the Metrolink, for various things. I recently moved from O'Fallon to Highland, and definitely when I was in O'Fallon, we would use the bus system that took you from the mall to the baseball game, and we'd use the Metrolink on the occasion. But now up here in Highland, we don't have that kind of access, so it's mostly just car.
I use car ride.
I primarily bike around town, or e-bike. And then we're a 1-car household, so I do drive some. I also take the Metro some. So my spouse and I share a car. And then we have 2 little kids. So we have a 3-year-old and an infant. And so, we get around town with the little guys.
I use a transportation service that's called ITN Gateway.
So when it comes to transportation, I have 2 options. I have my legs, and I have the Metro.
A lot of it consists daily of driving. We are a single car household. We both take turns trying to use public transit.
I find that there is quite a bit of stress in St. Louis trying to get around without a car.
Yeah, I wish we were protected, especially with a little kid on the back of my bike.
I couldn't imagine being in a wheelchair.
It takes me about probably 15 minutes to go from here to there to the bus stop on my chair, right? Sidewalks are not perfect, so I've gotten stuck before.
When you don't have sidewalks, you have to be ready for the dips and the dives.
We are less than a half mile from a grocery store, and there's no sidewalk for a good portion of it, which is again, it's fine when I'm by myself. I don't mind walking it, but I don't love pushing my kids in a stroller on not a sidewalk.
sidewalks need to be looked at. My sidewalk experience on the way to the Grand Bus is one where I have to be super cautious.
There are just enough drivers these days, I don't know, sometimes maybe they're aggressive. I think a lot of times they just aren't aware of other road users, and particularly people outside of cars, that it's just very scary sometimes to cross even one of these side streets with a group of kids.
I do worry about crossing the massive arterials that turn my neighborhood into an island, and separate me from the things I want to get to.
The frequency and number of routes seems to be a huge challenge. My wife works less than a mile from our home, and there's not a single bus route that she can take that takes her directly there or even within a few blocks.
Riding with Colorado is a chore. Getting a ride is your first choice. It's hard to get a ride.
When I take the bus to work, which I sometimes do, I love the bus, but there is such uncertainty about what time I'm going to be able to arrive at my job or another destination, so I always have to leave at least 45 minutes to an hour buffer time.
30-minute headways are it's just not usable for us, especially with little kids, trying to make sure we time it right.
Buses comes in 1 hour long period especially it's a problem for many of us.
I want to hang out with my friends, but I kind of left out from hanging out with people who I care about because I don't have access to transportation.
Yeah, I just want the freedom to get around however I want to get around that day. And I don't want to be reliant on, only driving a car.
If English isn't their first language, then you have of course there's a language barrier there but even if they do know English, then you still have to, just the process, right? Where do you go wait for the bus? How do you get on the bus? Where do you get the fare? How do you request to get off the bus? These are challenges that especially newcomers face.
Somebody who utilizes a wheelchair or a walker can't just jump on a bi-state bus, or unfortunately can't just get behind a wheel and jump in a car when they need to go somewhere like the doctor or the grocery store.
There is one person in the whole St. Louis region who will pick me up to take me to work. I pay $100 a week.
They charge, by mileage, just like a cab. And if I go make so many trips, it'll go into what a rent payment. It'll go into like $500, and that's very expensive.
And I think that a lot of my destinations involve some combination of that I can't just rely on the transit system. It has to be ride share to a train station, then train station to my destination, and then I'm either filling it in by walking or I'm taking another car service once I get there.
It's draining to just have to ride for 2 hours to get home.
No joke, it took an hour and a half to get from Amtrak to the 5 miles home to Carondelet Park.
I've been on Colorado for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
My family has a history of Parkinson's, and there's going to come a day where, I'll be, what I still think of as relatively young, but probably won't be able to drive.
I can get around Illinois all day up and down. And then when I come to St. Louis, here we go, ATF, and I, okay, Monica, let's go. Okay, let's see what we can do. Fingers crossed.